In this episode of Testimony, a Musician's Story, I talked to Afro Gospel artist Limoblaze. Now, Limoblaze is in Nigeria, and I am unfamiliar with his music. At least I was until the Bridges album that he made with T.R.U.T.H. Now, he grew up listening to T.R.U.T.H, and his life came full circle when he was able to make a joint album with him. He also talks about how he and a group of friends coined the term Afro Gospel and then proceeded to grow the genre within a 2 to 3 year time period. He also shares his excitement about getting a blue Instagram check. Additionally, in our 4 song breakdown, he breaks down OK featuring Ada Ehi, Sound of Victory featuring T.R.U.T.H and Travis Greene, Bridges featuring T.R.U.T, and Blow My Mind. I am Gayliga Brown, and this is Sound Seekers Presents Testimony, a Musician's Story. So your first music memory, whether it be like the first song you ever remember hearing or the first video or the first time you saw someone dance, like what's your first music memory?
First time I saw someone dance was definitely Michael Jackson. I was a kid when we had Michael Jackson CDs in our house. So definitely I grew up with Michael Jackson. I grew up on Westlife, Backstreet Boys, and then there's like I grew up on a lot of hymn music. So I grew up in a really music loving family. So we had a lot of these CDs which was being played every weekend, every Saturday. The whole family is gathered, and I mean nobody's going to school, nobody's going to work, and we just have the CDs on rotation, and everybody's going about their weekend chores. So yeah, I think my earliest memories of music is hymns. First of all the hymns of when we work in the golden city in the New Jerusalem. I remember that perfectly, like in my head. The Mwen CDs, CC Winers, yeah, Michael Jackson and Westlife. Those are my earliest memories of music.
Okay, so we got a mixture of pop music with Michael Jackson and with Backstreet Boys and then hymns.
Yep.
That's it. It's a nice little mixture there. It kind of sounds like there's like wind going on in the microphone.
Oh, sorry about that. Let's go.
It's okay. So, can you talk about like where you were born and raised?
Oh yeah, I was born in a city called Makurdi in Benue State, Nigeria, and I lived 22 years of my life, 22, 23 years of my life there. I schooled there, like raised there. I did everything there until I moved out to a different city, which is Lagos State, Nigeria.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask how old you are now?
I'm 25 now. I turned 25 this October.
Okay, happy belated birthday. October what? I'm in October, baby.
25th.
Too. The 25th?
October 25th.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 11th.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So, did you have any siblings, or do you have any siblings?
Oh yeah, I had 7 siblings. Now I have 6 because one of my brothers is late. So yeah, I have 6 siblings right now.
And did you grow up in a 2-parent household?
What?
Was it a 2-parent household?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have my parents are still together. Grew up with my
And
parents.
was it? I mean, you grew up listening to hymns, so is it safe to assume it was a Christian household?
Oh yeah, like it was a very Christian household. It was like I literally grew up in church. I spent the most part of my days in church. So
Okay. So when did it connect for you as far as your connection with Jesus? Like you grew up in a church, but when did it become real for you personally?
oh, I mean, my walk with Jesus became personal around the year. Like it was a journey. It was a journey from around the year 212 to 214. So I remember in the year 212, early 212, yeah, I encountered Christian hip hop music, and I didn't know what it was before then.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend told I was just the guy who was rapping. I was just rapping about random stuff, girls, cars, like the cliche stuff every rapper raps about.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a friend who told me, "Yo, there's something called Christian hip hop," and I was like, "Okay, let me hear it." And he gave me the Lecrae albums and the Truths albums. And I remember this very day, I was just in my room. I locked, like the doors were locked in my room, and I was just playing two Lecrae songs on repeat. I was playing Boasting and Play the Background. If you're familiar with these songs,
Yeah.
I had both of them on repeat, and for some reason, it had me crying. And then I really just picked deep into the lyrics, connected, and at that moment, I knew I wanted more out of my relationship with Jesus. And yeah, that's where the journey really began for me.
Okay, so really it was Lecrae and T.R.U.T.H
Yeah,
and
it was. It was. It wasn't a crusade. It was just me listening to rap songs in my room, and yeah, it happened. Because to be fair, I was already a Christian. Like I knew scriptures. I knew. I literally was raised in Bible school, so I knew scriptures well enough. So I knew I had the knowledge of everything, but it just wasn't personal
yeah.
until that encounter.
What do you think
Yeah.
it was about those two particular Lecrae songs, we say boasting and background? What do you think it was that made
Uh,
you connect like that?
yeah, I mean, there was a lot of like honesty in those records. There
Mm,
was a lot of heart, and like you could listen to the record and see the heart of the man and how he wanted more out of his relationship with Christ. Like you could feel it when you hear it. And yeah, that was it for me. It really just broke me down, got me to a place where it's like, yo, I wanted more. I wanted more, and I really just went crazy from that point on. I was like researching a lot about Lecrae, watching every single video, every interview, and it really just inspired me in my journey. So yeah, shout out to Lecrae.
and how did you move differently after that? How did your life
Oh
come?
yeah, I mean, it was definitely a switch up on the way I lived. Uh, Playing back 6, 8 years ago, maybe 2012 to 2011. I was just a dude who goes to church. The kind of dude who goes to church but has two girlfriends and stuff like that. But all of that changed, and like it really has been a journey. And yeah, we're here today. Like it is real. It's as real as it gets.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, so you went, so you're no longer double dating.
No, hell no,
Okay.
hell no. Last time I did that was in high school.
Okay, that's good. And how would you say that God's presence looks like in your life personally, like outside of music, just personally?
Yo, like it's amazing. The one of the things I probably mouth the most every day is thank you, Jesus, because like it's just so good. I don't know about others, but I got it good, like real good. Like I feel it in everything I do. Like he's literally guiding my every single step, and I mean it's just good. Everything I put my hands on just is blessed. So I know, like at every instant of everything I'm doing, I can tell, like God is leading me, He's guiding me in every step. So yeah, it's that deep.
That's awesome. Okay, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Kind of go
Okay.
lightweight and talk about what's trending right now on Twitter, which
Yep.
which right now is Twitter. What's trending on Twitter is verses. Is verses big over there? Are you guys following the whole versus challenge, Swizz Beats and Timberland?
Well, I don't think we're paying as much attention to the international ones, but the ones that happen in the African space, of course, we did. And I kind of have paid a little attention to the one that happened in the Christian space because I was involved because my name was on the list for some of it. So yeah.
There's been some Christian verses.
Oh yeah, it's been happening for a while. It has.
So and you've been involved, like they had you go against somebody else.
So I wasn't directly involved, like I was on the show or thing, no, but I just knew like yo, they did the verses and they put me against someone else, and yeah, they had fans listen and
Okay.
place vote, and yeah, I had it the first time.
Do you know
And
who they put you against?
oh, they put me against Code Out Music. That's my bro, Code Out Music.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that was going on in this space.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. Yeah, over here, it's obviously big, and I guess now they're talking about Ashanti versus Keisha Cole. So, um, but that's awesome. I'm gonna have to look up the one with you. And so we
Yeah.
know that you got into Christian hip hop by listening to Lecrae and the Truth, and we're definitely going to talk about your life coming full circle and you actually working with the Truth. But
Yeah.
how did you get your start into just making music?
Yeah, I've always been passionate about music, so I was like neck deep into it from the very start, and then I learned music production. So because the first time I was in the studio, I was trying to like connect with the producer, but he wasn't getting what I wanted. So I knew that I had to be able to do this for myself. So I pushed myself to learn music production. So like the larger part of my music, I had been producing myself. I still produce myself, do all of my mixes and mastering myself. So it really just got easy because I learned stuff myself. I produce myself. So music is like an everyday thing for me. I make new. I just wake up, uh, do my devotion, do whatever chores I have to do, and I just go straight to making music.
That's awesome. That you
Yeah.
just that you just had the wherewithal to go ahead and be like, I'm just going to study music production and
Oh
do
yeah.
it all on your own. Now, but there had to have come a point where you needed to connect with people to
Yeah.
move further. So what did that look like?
So naturally, I kind of am a very social guy. Like I know how to I easily make friendships and just like connect with people across the globe. I started this at a very early point in my career as like way back in 2012, 214. I think the first international collaboration I had, maybe not the first international, but the first American collaboration I had was with Loso. I don't know if you know Loso, who is like into battle rap.
Yeah, Loso. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my first collaboration was with Loso, and he was a friend on Facebook, and I reached out to him like, "Yo, bro," and he heard my music. He said it was dope, and like, okay, we went back and forth, and we made a record, and it really has just been that easy for me. And the good thing for me is my music speaks a lot of volume. Like people hear, you could hear it, and you could tell that this is good music. So the
Mm-hmm.
good thing about the internet is the person on the other side does not really have a full picture of who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they're judging by is the sound of what you're listening to.
Yeah.
So they hear the music and it's dope. This kid is dope. Let's do something. And it really has been that easy for the most part. Almost every, like 99% of everybody I have worked with it has always been a situation of, like mutual respect. Like, I love your art and let's do something. And yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's just that simple to your international connections, just reaching out over social media and building that way. It's been that simple for you.
Oh yeah, like everything thus far has been via social media. I in truth haven't even met in person yet.
Oh,
So everything has been via social media.
okay.
Yeah.
And okay, so that was when you started doing music production and everything. Did you start doing Christian music or just making music and then you transitioned into Christian?
I mean, from the point I started recording, it I've always like every single thing I've ever recorded into a microphone has always been Christian music. So the phase where I had the thoughts of I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do
Mm-hmm.
specifically, I never was into recording at that point. It was just me writing songs, writing lyrics, freestyling in class, going to rap battles in school, and just like rapping. It was never me becoming an artist. It was just me aspiring to become an artist. So all of that phase never got into record. But from the point I started recording, everything has been Christian music.
Got it. Okay. And they label you a multi-genre artist. Um,
Yeah.
how many genres are you in? Can you name them?
So I don't think there's hardly any sound I haven't messed with.
Hmm.
As an artist, there's hardly any sound I haven't messed with. I've done, but primarily, I would say my genres are hip hop and Afrobeats.
Okay.
But I've done everything. I've made R&B songs. I've made pop songs. I've made high life, like going into like the African sound. I've made high life. I think I've made Spanish reggaeton.
Okay.
Like I've tried all of that. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I really am just one artist that I love to like explore sounds and just really have fun with it.
And you've received awards for that as well. You're exploring and having
Oh
fun.
yes, I have.
Resulted, we have got the AGMMA Afro Hip Hop Artist of
Yeah,
the Year for 2018 and 2019. Uh,
yeah,
Best International Act at the Premier Gospel Awards in 2019. Um,
yeah,
your Spotify for your 2020 Wrapped shows what 3.3 million streams in 91 countries.
yeah.
YouTube,
Glory to God.
your love hit 1 million views this week, and you got an
Yeah.
Instagram blue check last week.
Oh yeah. Got verified.
Out
Yeah.
of all of that, it seems like the thing that put the biggest smile on your face was the Instagram blue check.
It's funny. It's funny because so for me the blue check wasn't a thing of validation. I never needed it to validate myself or my art. I never needed it.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept hearing it all over and over. Oh, yo, you're a big artist now. You need to be verified. I'm like, okay, how does this thing happen? And I kind of had like submitted uh verification request maybe 3 or 4 times before that was rejected. And then the very time that I got verified was I remember after Breaches the album came out and I just said something on my WhatsApp. I was like, yo, it's time to get verified. Like it just popped in my head and I literally typed it. It's time to get verified. And then I applied, I submitted a request the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 days later, I woke up and I saw blue. I'm like, okay, we in now. We in now. We in now. We good. But it was never a thing of validation for me. It's just exciting to have. Yeah.
No, I get it. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And I mean, can you talk about really the Afrobeat scene? Because I have to say over here, honestly, I wasn't familiar with your music until you came out with the project with T.R.U.T.H. And I
Yeah.
didn't realize that there was like this whole, genre of
Yeah.
Afrobeats go. So for people like me, can you
Yeah.
see what it looks like over there?
Oh, so Afrobeat music like has been hot for like a long minute.
Mm-hmm.
Uh for like several years now, Afrobeat has really been a big thing, but there wasn't really a section of that Afrobeat for Christian artists. There wasn't really that. But like in the secular space, Drake has jumped on Afrobeat records. Drake has big Afrobeat records.
Yeah.
So Beyonce had a whole Afrobeat project and stuff. So, but for us, it was like 2 years ago. I and some of my friends, Jujo, NK, Obaringi, we just sat down, we're having this conversation. It was like, this is our sound. This is the sound of music we make. It's not very popular in the Christian space. Even in the church scene, the churches don't really key into it yet. But we enjoy the music and we know there's an audience of like young people out there who this is what they listen to, but they don't have a Christian alternative for it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really stuck with what like the junk they're being fed with out there. And so we came together, we coined the genre Afro Gospel, which is something we put together. And we all just really started going hard, like making all these records, putting it out, building an audience. And really it just started with like 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000. And now we have like hundreds of thousands of fans who like tune into the sound, Music is doing crazy numbers. And then I, for one, have always been intentional about going international with my music. I've always been intentional about export. So like 2 years ago, I started having these conversations with like, I've been putting out Afrobeat records on Rapzilla. Rapzilla has been trying to highlight me from time to time, but yeah, it doesn't really like make all the big noise. And I really am just in connect with like everybody, like every artist in the US that I know. And I just reach out to them like, yo, I'm an Afrobeat artist and I really have this vision to take Afrobeat to the American Christian space. Like that has been my vision for the past 2 years, and I've been running with it like crazy. I'm like linking up with everybody. That's how I got on Reach Records Summer 20 project. And it's like, because like they are kind of, if you are in the music business, there's no way you wouldn't be aware of Afrobeats. Yeah. Everybody in the music business is aware of it. But yeah, they really maybe don't know how it works or how the field plays. And maybe sometimes you just need someone who is like really intentional about their journey to like go down that path. And yeah, Afro Gospel just started 2 years ago, and it's crazy now. The numbers are crazy. Lives are being blessed. Like we get tons and tons of messages every day, and it's so satisfying. And yeah, Breach is good. We happy, and Breach was like another tone higher to what we've been trying to achieve.
That's awesome. So you coined the term 2 years ago, and
not myself. It wasn't an individual thing. I and a group of friends.
Yeah, you and a group. Yeah. That's a lot of growth, but I mean, that just tells you, I mean, God's in it. You guys are
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And how did you end up hooking with T.R.U.T.H, who you listened to originally to get into the whole like genre?
Yeah. I mean, I've been a fan of T.R.U.T.H for like 10 years, like a core fan for like 10 years, and his music really like is part of what God used in helping me grow to where I needed to be. And so I have always known him. So it's a question of when did he know me? So T.R.U.T.H usually comes to Africa to do tours. So the few times he comes to Africa and he gets in conversation with people, my name always pops up. So like he goes in the room and my name pops up. He's like, in this country, my name pops up. So he got curious, like, who is this kid that everybody's always talking about? So yeah, that's how it really started. And he really just started checking out my music. And he was liking it. And then something happened one time. I made a record and the manager reached out to him and it was like, yo, he loves it. He jumped on it. We made a record. It was a smash hit. Everybody loved it. Did really great. And yeah, from then on, he just really has been like big brother and family to me. Like he's always there, like checking me, words about like advising me, checking on me every time. And yeah, we really have like a solid relationship. It's more like a big brother and little brother kind of relationship. And when the lockdown happened, we were just having these conversations back and forth. And it was like, yo, he has always had this vision to do an album like Bridges, but he never knew who he wanted to do it with. But as time went on, it just felt so right. He knew I was the guy. And so we just started going and yeah, we made a record. It's been amazing. It's everywhere. Everyone's loving it.
So, okay, going back, the first record that you guys made together, did you say it was your record and you reached out to him, or it was vice versa?
Yeah, it was my record.
Okay.
No, it was my record. I reached out to him and then he liked it and he instantly Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just kind of breaking up now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's just...
Oh yeah, so okay. Yeah, it was my record. I made it. I made a sample and sent to him. He loved it instantly. He jumped in it. We made a record. Then 2 years later, after that, he just hit me up one day and he sent me a record, which was like Colette on his EP. So when he sent me a record, he didn't send me a record to jump on it. So it was kind of lost in translation because he sent me a record and I thought he wanted me to jump on it. Okay. So immediately I was in the studio when he sent it. So immediately I just recorded something and sent back to him. Yeah. And he was like, bro, I wasn't even asking you to record, but this is fire. I love it. And yeah, he made it to his EP. He put it out. And after he put it out, a lot of people just kept asking, yo, this kid is fire. You have to do like a whole body of work with this guy. And yeah, that's really where the conversation really started from. And we just got going.
Awesome. So maybe like in the future,
Yeah.
for any future artists, if anyone sends you a record, just jump on it and see what happens.
You never know. You never know. I mean, I'm waiting for the creator to send me a record. Before he says anything, I'm recording like 7 versions for him.
That's hilarious. Well, that's awesome though. So I have a part of the interview that I call the 4-song breakdown. I'm not sure if you received this in the original email I sent you. It's where the artist raps or recites a verse or sings a verse and discusses what's going on between the lines of the song story. So I did select 4 songs for you. One being Okay.
Yeah.
And then Sound of Victory, Bridges, and Blow My Mind. So do you mind starting with Okay, featuring, I don't know how to pronounce the full name,
Ada.
Ada Ehi?
Ada.
Okay.
So like the whole song or just the verse?
Just the verse. Just pick one of your, like a verse that you feel you want to.
Okay, the first verse starts Olorun Oba mi loke. That's Yoruba. It's like a Nigerian language. It means my God, my King who is in heaven. Olorun Oba mi loke. My God, you are the one for me. You give me good loving. Nothing can compare to this. I think that's pretty understandable. It's English. And then the next line is Odara, Odara, if ever see me, Odara. Odara means it is good. It is good. If ever see me, Odara means your love towards me is good. So it's Odara, Odara, if ever see me, Odara, it is good, it is good. Your love towards me, it is good. Then the chorus is Bamio Obami, which is my father, Bami in Yoruba, my father, my father. Bamio Obami, means I'm a child of God. If said his love is enticing. So yeah, that's what that song is about.
Thank you. I think out of all the songs and all the artists that I've done this 4-song breakdown with, this is the one that I probably like really need for the language. The language. And then Sound of Victory with T.R.U.T.H and Travis Greene off of the Bridges album with you.
Oh yeah. Also, I'm gonna just go on my verse, my part of the song, which is you hold me down like low, low, low. Your love is sweet like me, low, low. You make a promise, then you deliver. You never fail me, no, no, no. So a lot of these things are like Nigerian slangs. So you hold me down like low. So low is just like low. When something is low, like it's to the ground. So you hold me down like low, like to the ground, to the ground, to the ground. Your love is sweet. Your love is sweet like me. Milo is a beverage, Nestle beverage. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it in the States.
No, we're familiar with Nestle, but not that.
Oh yeah, it's like Nestle beverage. It's like chocolate.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So it's like your love is sweet like that, like Milolo. Then you make a promise and you deliver. You've never failed me. No, 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 never. What type of loving? You that fights all my battles. You put the boy on a wave. Means basically, you put the boy on the spotlight. You put the boy in the best position to receive the victory you won for me. So yeah, that's a breakdown of that.
Okay. And then what about the decision to have Travis Greene? Was that like a joint thing? Was it T.R.U.T.H? Like how does that work with when you guys
like
features?
So we had the record, and when the first sample of the track was sent, I was like, oh, this has like a gospel feel, and a hip hop feel, but I needed to add my sauce in it, like my Afro sound in it. So we tweaked the production, and there was like a list of names being thrown at me, like who do I want in this record? A list of names were thrown, and I was like, yo, it has to be Travis, because I'm a huge fan of Travis. I love Travis. I've been a huge fan since he broke out here, earlier this year, like maybe in like March, I remember making a post joking. It was like, yo, Travis, you gotta give me a record. Like I said that jokingly on my Instagram. I didn't even know it's gonna happen. But like, yeah, it happened. So immediately the name came out, I was like, yo, it is Travis. Like there ain't no thinking about it. It is Travis. It has to be Travis. And yeah, it's been amazing. Travis, really awesome, awesome brother. And like a lot of respect to him. A lot of respect to him. It's not in every case you work with an artist who, quote unquote, is bigger than you are, but treats you like a brother and like gives you like a lot of respect. You
Mm,
don't get that every time. So shout
really?
out to Travis. Really awesome dude.
That's awesome. Good to know. And unfortunate that you don't get that all the time, especially if you're dealing with brothers and sisters in Christ.
Oh no, you don't get that all the time. You don't trust me. You don't.
Okay, what about Bridges with the Truth?
Oh, so Bridges opens, my breakdown will be so okay. I am me so okay. All of that phase is just saying, yeah, I lift all my problems to the heavens. Like everything that is a problem for me, that's a difficulty, a challenge for me, I lift it to the heavens. Like I'm lifting it to God. That's what it is. And the my verse breakdown is it goes like, I'm on the way now. Hard as in the tries every day now. This road of money feels like that's not end now. So I'm on the way now. Hardest and tries every day. The road I'm on, it feels like there's no way. Road of money feels like there's no end to it. Road of money feels like there's no end now. But every obstacle is just a bend now. But every obstacle, so it says the road I'm on, it feels like there's no end to it. But I know that every obstacle I face is not an end, it's just a bend. But every obstacle is just a bend now. I promise you I keep on pushing. I promise you I keep on pushing. They gave me this deals, but I don't want it. I've had several record deal offers from like secular labels, big ones, quote unquote, don't want to name drop, but I don't want it. I've got this deals, but I don't want it. If it means that I would turn away from he who died for me, gave his life for me, yeah, all of that. Give his life, okay, now I'll keep on pushing now. The system will not control me. I'll give them Jesus or nothing. If it's not Jesus, count me out. Yeah, that's what that verse is about.
Right on, right on. And
Yeah.
lastly, Blow My Mind.
Ooh, yeah. Blow my mind. How does it start? Okay, well, the chorus is Shayna, you got you right on the blow my mind. Love the feeling all the time. Show me love I don't deserve. So the majority of it is English, but Shayna, you got is like saying in English, it could be said that isn't it you? Like, but it's not a question. It's like an affirmation. Like, yo, isn't it you? Like, who does this amazing things that blows my mind? Shayna, you wait on to blow my mind. Lovely feeling all the time. You show me love I don't deserve, and you call me your favorite baby. You call me your favorite baby. Before my mama gave birth to me, you named me and all your blessings come to me daily. And yes, of course, that's why I am your favorite baby. That's it.
Right on. Awesome. Thank you for that. And
Yeah.
musically, how would you say God's presence looks like in your life?
I mean, it's as I move and breathe, God is with me every instant. Like everything I do, every action, my waking up, my going out, everything like I do in Him. Like I don't walk for God, I walk with God. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Okay. And my last question for you, now that you've gone through this interview, who would you like to
Yeah.
see me interview? Whose testimony would you like to hear? Any like artist friends of
Ooh.
yours or other artists that you might not be familiar with?
Oh yeah, Amos. That's my bro. He's my bro. His music is amazing. He also makes Afrobeat music, and yeah, he's
Emo?
doing great stuff. He has an album that just came out last week Friday. Really really good stuff. It's spelled Mose. Check him out, like really good. And there's Marizu too. Like yo, I could go on and on. There's Marizu. His music is super amazing, and like he makes Afrobeat music too, but more like Afro soul and Afro fusion.
How
But
do you
his
spell
music
his
is really
name?
good. Marizu.
Was it ZU?
ZU.
Okay.
ZU. I don't know how you Americans say Z. We call it Z. The ZU. Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Thank you. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for watching the show. However, you consume us, thank you. Please subscribe to the show. And if you really enjoy the content, please leave a review. It really does help with the ranking of the show. And if you want to go an extra mile, share the show, share this episode. And for all things testimony, visit testimonystories.com. Until next time, I'm Gilika Brown, the music lover constantly seeking positive music.